Eastern Pennsylvania and Western New Jersey. This is WFMZ-TV.
Today on 69 News at 4, preparing for the president. President Trump will speak in the Poconos tonight, and we will take you there live next.
Flames and smoke pour from a former furniture store in Berks County. We'll have the latest on the fire that brought out a big response.
Well, we started with a frigid morning, and now some people are gearing up for a little snow. We'll have the details about a clipper system that's set to move through our area.
And just when Philly fans are ready to throw in the towel over the Eagles, the Phillies step in with a home run of a move. 69 News at 4 starts now.
Your life, your world, your news. This is 69 News Live at 4.
The Poconos are preparing for a presidential visit. President Trump will speak in Monroe County tonight in his first visit to our area since his re-election last year.
And right now, much of the surrounding area is busy getting ready with roads shut down and security beefed up. Good afternoon. I'm Melanie Falcon.
And I'm Jim Vaughn. President Trump is set to start speaking shortly after 6 o'clock tonight at Mount Airy Casino and Resort.
The White House says that Trump will be discussing his plans to end the inflation crisis that he says he inherited from his predecessor, but critics say has worsened under Trump's leadership.
69 News reporter Jack Reinhardt joins us live from Mount Airy, where the president will be taking the podium in just a few hours from now. Jack?
Melanie and Jim, President Trump is set to speak about inflation in front of a crowd of around 1,000 people here at Mount Airy Casino tonight. Several people we spoke with who lined up early to get in say they feel the president's handling of inflation is headed in the right direction. Edward Young was among those lined up early at Mount Airy Casino in Paradise Township ahead of President Trump's visit.
I got here maybe about 2:45 in the morning.
The White House says the president will speak about ending the inflation crisis that he says was inherited from former President Joe Biden's administration.
Inflation has devastated all the savings I had in the bank. I mean, it's ruined my life. I don't think I'll ever be able to retire right now as things stand, but things are getting better.
The president is set to speak in front of a crowd of around 1,000 people. This stop comes in a county that President Trump won in 2024 after losing it in 2020 to former President Biden. Nima Porsohi says he thinks the economy is headed in the right direction.
It's going to take some time, but I definitely agree that, and I have faith that President Trump's going to do what it takes, and like he has what it takes to get the job done.
The event will be President Trump's first stop in our area since retaking office in January. Protesters are set to gather at a venue nearby to protest what they say is an affordability crisis caused by the Trump administration. President Trump is set to speak at 6 o'clock tonight. We'll have another report on the news at 4:30. For now, live in Paradise Township, Jack Reinhardt, 69 News.
Okay, Jack, thank you so much. We will continue our team coverage of President Trump's visit in our later newscast. Be sure to stick with 69 News, both on the air and online. We will also be carrying his full speech on our website, WFMZ.com.
All right, let's turn now to the bone-chilling and in some cases record-setting weather that we have just experienced over the last 24 hours.
Yes, very cold this morning, and there's kind of a little hint of some snow for parts of our area. So let's get all the details now from meteorologist Kelly McGlynn. Hey, Kelly.
Hi, guys. Yes, a very, very cold start in parts of the area this morning. A new record up in Mount Pocono, beating the old record of -1. They slipped down to -4. This afternoon, they've been stuck in the teens all day. 20s and 30s elsewhere. We're just stretching to near 30 across the heart of our area for Allentown, Reading, down into parts of Bucks, Montgomery counties. We're close to freezing in the Philadelphia metro area, so we are well below where we should be for this time of the year. We get a look at satellite and radar. You notice a few flurries maybe off to our north and west there that should stay around and north of 80. More clouds are moving in as we head into this evening and overnight. We are expected to stay mainly mainly dry. We'll slip a little bit more down into the 20s again tonight, so really not far from where we are now. And winds will stay pretty light, but it'll turn breezy as we head into the day tomorrow. Quick Clipper system is going to be driving on through, so expecting a rain-snow mix across the heart of our area. Some light snow accumulations are possible up into parts of the Poconos, especially the higher elevations there. But it's not going to be a big storm that's coming as we head into your Wednesday. Now, we do have a little bit of an unsettled pattern moving to the next couple of days, maybe a few flurries Friday night, and then again another round Saturday into Sunday. Plus, we have another round of some very cold air to talk about next week. So an extended, very wintry trend as we move through the next several days. I'll talk about more details coming up in just a few minutes, guys. Back over to you.
All right, Kel, we will talk to you then. Fire and ice. Fire companies from Berks and Lancaster counties battled flames amid frigid temperatures. Fire officials say the call came in right around 10 o'clock last night for a fire at the former David's Furniture on New Holland Road in Brecknock Township. It's perhaps best known as the former Griffith and Bixler furniture store. Firefighters eventually struck 3 alarms because they needed more help to deal with the fire and the issue that was posed by those freezing temperatures. 69 News spoke to a man who owns the building across the street.
Calling the insurance company, calling like Berks Water and Fire to come out and secure the building. You got to drain the pipes or it'll freeze up in this kind of weather.
Our Tom Rader will take a look at how firefighters coped with those frigid conditions. That's coming up on the Berks edition at 5:30.
A federal judge has given the Justice Department the okay to release records from Ghislaine Maxwell's sex trafficking case.
Yeah, the ruling paves the way for the DOJ to act within the Epstein Files Transparency Act, which President Trump just signed into law last month. Our Amelia Sack joins us here with the update. Amelia.
Jim and Melanie, that's right. A federal judge in New York granted the Justice Department's request to unseal records from the investigation and criminal case of Ghislaine Maxwell. As you mentioned, the ruling paves the way for the DOJ to publicly release evidence it gathered against Maxwell, who was an accomplice of the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The documents will be redacted to protect victims' identities and other identifiable information. It's not clear when the DOJ plans to release the documents or how much of the material will be new. A few pieces of evidence came out during Maxwell's trial, and Congress has released some records recently. A request to release records from Epstein's 2019 sex trafficking case is still pending. Jim?
All right, thank you, Amelia. Well, an attempt to serve a warrant in Carbon County prompted an hours-long standoff. Deputies went to a home in Perryville yesterday afternoon, but the suspect resisted that warrant. That led to a standoff that closed parts of Center, Main, and Oak Streets. State police were eventually called to the scene. Authorities say the standoff finally ended around midnight, but they didn't say how it ended or whether anyone was hurt.
3 Palmer Township employees in Northampton County have been fired for allegedly creating a racist work environment. The township manager says there's a zero tolerance for workplace discrimination. A lawyer representing one of the employees says that his client is being wrongfully accused in the case surrounding a Hispanic coworker. The lawyer says the 3 employees were fired on December 1st after a 2-month investigation.
A Lehigh County couple accused of starving and abusing their teenage sons appeared in court today. The DA's office says Joshua and Tracy DeShant of Lower Macungie Township still don't have an attorney. The couple are facing 12 charges, including 1 count of conspiracy to commit third-degree murder. Authorities say they made their twin 15-year-old sons live in torturous conditions. They say the boys each weighed less than 55 pounds when they were found.
Accused CEO killer Luigi Mangione was arrested 1 year ago today, and now a multi-day pretrial hearing is underway.
And it is giving the public an inside look at how that arrest unfolded. Correspondent Cole Higgins has more from today's hearing.
Luigi Mangione, who was charged in the deadly shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, came face-to-face with the officers who arrested him just 1 year ago Tuesday inside a Pennsylvania McDonald's.
I have a customer here that some other customers were suspicious of, that he looks like the CEO shooter from New York.
The responding officers found potentially incriminating evidence in Mangione's backpack, evidence that now Mangione's attorneys are seeking to have tossed from his trial.
The evidence is particularly damning against this defendant, and so they're going to work hard to try to exclude it.
Body cam video played in an ongoing pretrial hearing showed officers who arrested Mangione debating whether they needed a search warrant to look into his backpack. An Altoona police officer testifying that she wanted to check the backpack for a possible bomb. But she said instead she found a fully loaded magazine wrapped in wet gray underwear and a Faraday bag designed to block electromagnetic interference that contained a cell phone and a passport. The officer also testifying they found a gun and a silencer, plus a notebook and a handwritten note dated the day after the shooting with seemingly a to-do list of change hat, shoes, and pluck eyebrows. Mangione's lawyers argue that the contents of the bag should not be evidence because the search was done without a warrant.
The standard is whether those searches are reasonable under the law, based on a totality of the circumstance and based on what the officers knew at the time.
Cole Higgins, 69 News.
Well, we're hearing from property owners and activists in Lower Saucon Township in Northampton County, and they're celebrating a court ruling that could spell the end for plans to expand the Bethlehem landfill. A judge ruled yesterday that conservation easements on 200 acres of land along the Lehigh River had to be reinstated. The Bethlehem landfill was intending to use that land to expand its operations. This decision prevents the company from doing that. The landfill told us it does not comment on any pending litigation, so it's not clear if it will appeal this ruling, but the property owners in the lawsuit did speak with us. You'll hear from them coming up on the news at 6.
Well, Dorney Park might be closed to the public, but holiday festivities are in full swing there. Parkland School District students, first responders, and volunteers gathered for this year's Heroes for the Holidays program. Early this morning, the groups went on a shopping spree at a local Target. Then they met at the amusement park's Whitewater Tavern to wrap presents and enjoy a warm meal. Organizers say the event allows students and officials to build connections. 69 News reporter Sierra Janelle will have more coming up tonight on the news at 5. Well, residents in several municipalities will have to dig deeper into their pockets next year.
Still ahead, we'll tell you where property taxes are going up in 2026.
And the Eagles may have flopped last night, but the Phillies have rekindled fan spirits. So we will have more on the Phil's major move next.
And we'll also continue our coverage of President Trump visiting the Poconos, where he is set to land within the next hour.
Have you heard what's in the new tax law passed by Congress?
Well, the Eagles had yet another debacle last night, and we will, unfortunately, dive into that in just a bit.
But thankfully, the Phillies have stepped in this morning to give the fan base a much-needed distraction. Sports director Dan Moscaratolo joins us with more on the Phillies' big move here, Dan.
Yeah, Melanie and Jim, the incumbent Phillies were the favorites to bring Kyle Schwarber back. Now, Dave Dombrowski, John Middleton and company came through, reportedly agreeing to a 5-year, $150 million deal to bring the slugger back to the bank. ESPN's Jeff Passan had the report today. The 32-year-old designated hitter is coming off a National League best 56 homers and a MLB best 132 RBI. Schwarber's 187 long balls since joining the Phils in 2022. The most in Major League Baseball over that stretch. Philadelphia isn't just paying for the bat, though. His leadership and steady presence in the lineup is something manager Rob Thompson has praised time and again. Hey, speaking of Topper, he had his contract extended through the 2027 season today. The Phillies made that official announcement this afternoon. Thompson was a National League Manager of the Year finalist, guiding the club to their second consecutive NL East Division title. So the baseball hot stove went from lukewarm to high today. Of course, it is the winter meetings, so this is typically when you get a lot of that stuff going down. But yeah, that Schwarber deal, a needed piece of news, I think, for a large portion of our viewership.
Yeah, and you broke down exactly why. The power that he supplies, the leadership that he supplies in the clubhouse. And I know fans get frustrated. You don't want to run it back, but where do you replace 50 home runs?
What other options were out there?
Right, exactly right. So, all right, good news.
All right, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Thank you. I was going to be worried about Eagles fans if there wasn't some kind of piece of good Phillies sports news.
The Phillies really...
So I'm happy for them.
Yeah, they did us all a solid for the timing of this news.
Yes.
Although, unfortunately, we are going to dive into the Eagles in a little bit. Not yet.
Yes.
First, Jess Heisey gives us a reprieve.
Yeah, hopefully the road's not as bad as last night's game.
Yeah, guys. Things going along really nicely. Throughout the region, there are no accidents to report, which is great. However, we're definitely getting busy. This is 22 at MacArthur Road, one of the busier stretches of 22 at this point. Like I said, no accidents, but things definitely starting to pick up along 22 and most of our major roadways. This is a look of the 80 median at Scott Run, seeing a decent bit of volume here, but no accidents to report up here. As we know, President Trump will be in Monroe County this afternoon, so state police are reminding us that we will see some temporary delays and closures on roadways in Mount Pocono Borough, Coolbell Township, Paradise Township, and Pocono Township. So just be aware we may be dealing with some delays, backups, and congestion around these areas during the evening hours. But so far, no accidents or real delays to be seen. In Berks County, no accidents here either. Just definitely starting to see some congestion start to build along 422 and 222 as well. I'm Jessica Heisey. It's time for another check of the full weather with Kelly.
All right, Jess, thank you. A very, very cold start early this morning. Some record-setting low temperatures, and up in the Poconos made it all the way down to -4, beating the old record of -1. Allentown close to tying a record, dropping to 8. The record to beat was 7 degrees. But even just looking at these numbers, it was some very, very cold air, no matter where you were across our area this morning. We've grown a little bit. Not by much, though. Still a seasonably cold afternoon. Plenty of 20s all day. Now stretching a little bit more up to near 30. That's still below where we should be for this time of the year. Some temps near freezing around the Philadelphia metro area, and still some teens, some 20s in parts of the Poconos. Now we do have perhaps a few flurries or snow showers off to our north and west. Should stay there. We're looking at a mainly dry night tonight with mostly cloudy skies as we look into the Christmas city there, Bethlehem. Things are looking dry right now, but you notice some clouds across the area. It's going to stay like that tonight into tomorrow morning. Temps will drop a little bit more from where they are now, but not by much. Winds are light tonight. They pick up a little bit more tomorrow. So it's going to turn breezy as we head into the day. Nothing too blustery, though. I think winds will be upwards of 15 miles per hour. And as we head into the day tomorrow, we'll be watching for some rain mixing with snow. Now, this is not going to be a big event. In fact, as we move into the afternoon, I think eventually will transition over to mainly rain for most of the area up in the Poconos. That's where we could see some light accumulations. Not going to be much there either. And then as we head into the evening hours, the precipitation wraps up. We'll keep some clouds in place, and then temperatures will continue to drop down into the 30s. So in terms of expected snowfall, it's mostly up into parts of the Poconos, upwards of 1 to 2 or 3 inches there. Coating to an inch maybe for the northern fringe there, the Lehigh Valley, parts of Schuylkill County, and even parts of far northwestern New Jersey. So again, not going to be much if you live up in the mountains, though. That's where we'll see any light accumulation. Later in the week, it stays unseasonably cold, maybe a few more flakes Friday night. Not going to be much there either. And we'll have another round of some potential snow over the weekend, likely Saturday into Sunday. We'll watch the timing and track of that as we move through the next couple of days. Another cold front comes through, so by next week, some more Arctic air returns. That means highs in the 20s, nights slipping back down into the teens. Even the next 10 days, temps will stay below normal. Average highs this time of the year are in the mid-40s. We'll have a stretch of some 30s, even some 20s as we head into next week. For tonight, mid-20s, a cold one, mostly cloudy but dry. Heading into tomorrow, a mix of rain and snow for most. A light accumulation up into parts of the Poconos. It does turn breezy as we head into the afternoon with winds upwards of 10, 15 miles per hour. Still a little bit breezy on Thursday, but dry. More clouds arrive on Friday. Maybe a few flurries Friday night. Another round for a few snow showers Saturday into Sunday. And then that colder air dives in next week. It's a little bit breezy. A lot of extra chill with highs in the 20s and nights slipping back down into the teens. That is a look at your forecast. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Stick with us.
Winter weather.
Three, two,
All right, we got to do it. We talked about the good news for the Phillies, but now, unfortunately, we do have to talk a little Eagles here. For the third straight week, the Birds suffered just an aggravating loss, falling to the Chargers last night in overtime. That was despite an incredible defensive effort, really. It featured 3 takeaways and 7 sacks by the Eagle defense. But on the other side of the ball, there were drop passes, more suspect play calling, and Jalen Hurts had maybe the worst game of his entire career. No touchdowns, 5 turnovers, including 2 on one play somehow that you just saw, and a career-low 31 passer rating. And so the result is the once 8-2 Eagles, who were zeroing in on home field advantage, are now 8-5 with Dallas in the rearview mirror and more questions than answers right now. It's a troubling thing. The good news is their schedule is very soft with the Raiders and the Commanders. They still do have a fairly healthy lead over Dallas, so you could probably stumble your way into the playoffs still, but is that the way you want to go in?
Right.
Got to get this thing fixed. Figured out. We'll see.
Hopefully they do.
Yeah. All right. Santa Claus is going on a bit of a side quest ahead of Christmas Eve.
And Pumpkin Spice could be getting a run for its money because a new flavor is expected to take over drinks and dishes in 2026. Amelia's back with a look at what's trending today. Amelia.
Hey, Jim and Melanie. Yeah, spice maker McCormick is predicting 2026 will be the year of black currant. The company announced the flavor of the year on Instagram today, which is part of McCormick's annual report on dining trends. The tart berry has origins in Europe and Central Asia, and it's expected to be featured in lots of drinks and dishes in the new year. The company says Americans are treating themselves to small extravagances in today's tough economy. Black currant ties back to the trend with its rich purple color. According to the company's executive chef, the berry can elevate dishes and take them from simple to spectacular. Santa Claus is going below deck this Christmas season with the Scuba Claus experience at the American Dream Mall in New Jersey. Old St. Nick and his trusty elf will be delighting families this December, taking a deep dive into the mall's 186,000-gallon ocean exhibit. The pair will swim alongside sharks, stingrays, and fish. Scuba Claus made his first visit to the mall this morning. He'll return on the 16th, the 19th, and the 30th at 10:30 a.m. And one celebrity has been caught on camera attempting to parallel park in New York City. Take a look at this video that's gained over 13 million views on TikTok over the weekend. It's actually pop singer Joe Jonas trying to parallel park for 7 minutes, according to the caption on the video. Companies like Jeep, Chevrolet, and dozens of others commented on the video, poking fun at the celebrity, saying things like, "He's just like us and you didn't help him." Joe confirmed this was him in the comments and even got in on the joke himself, responding with his own TikTok with the caption, quote, "How the city been treating me today since the parallel parking video." And Joe Jonas, if you're watching this, I would have taken the same amount of time, if not longer. So celebrities, they really are just like us.
They are. You can't park their G-Wagons.
Yeah.
You know? A lot of people are making comments about that, too.
In the city, it's hard to parallel park. Even find a spot, for that matter.
Yeah.
It was very, very relatable. Yeah.
Yep.
I could see you kind of cringing, though. Like, don't make fun of Joe.
Yeah, stop it. We're all like that. And why didn't anybody go help him?
Right, exactly. That's
like you see somebody and you're like, come on, you got a little bit more, buddy, come on.
That's the question. Like, so let's say you're right there. You're the person with the phone. Do you continue to record, or do you go out and say and direct Joe Jonas?
I wouldn't have been any help, so.
Okay, so you continue to record.
I probably would have continued to record.
I would have recorded first and then gone to help him.
Immediately throw my phone and go right out to help him.
You go to help him, yeah. I'm recording the whole time. But not to make fun, like, it would have been me, too. That is hard to parallel park.
And, you know, he's he can, take the hits and make fun of himself, too.
Yeah, there we
and
go.
At the end of the day, that's what you just got to do.
Yeah, and I like that he leaned in.
Yeah.
It's a good call. All right. Forecast is coming up next.
Our closet feels...
In real estate, everything is in the details. Adobe Acrobat AI Assistant helps me confidently manage contracts so I can keep all parties on the same page. With AI Assistant, I can summarize key details in seconds. It even identifies differences in contracts. And my clients, they can go straight to Adobe Acrobat and sign right there. Adobe Acrobat and AI Assistant help me focus on what really matters, helping people find a place that they can call home.
If you have a story for 69 News, call the newsroom nearest you or email us at news@WFMZ.com.
Santa, tell me
All right, it's December 9th, so what, 16 days before Christmas. Yeah, this is the time to get those cards out.
It is, yes. It is Christmas Card Day. If you need a reminder, order them, address them, mail them out.
You know who's on it? Dan Skelton. I got one from him days ago.
I just got one from him, too.
I
haven't checked my mail in a while.
And then we have Kelly.
I gotta check my mail.
Dan even goes above and beyond and writes a letter to go with it.
He's the man.
Yeah.
On top of it.
Yeah. All right, but it leads to our question of the day. Pretty simple. Do you still mail them? You know Skelton does.
Yeah.
He's in that 52%. I'm surprised this is this close. I thought we'd see more yeses than this.
Yeah.
We do.
We do, too. Now I have not yet.
Yeah.
I just ordered them like Sunday night when I said, oh my gosh.
I'm just catching up.
So mine will hopefully get out by Christmas.
Okay. How about you, Kel? You still mail
No, we
them out?
don't.
You don't? Okay.
I love getting them, though.
Okay.
All right.
I love filling the fridge with them.
Yeah, and it's
one of
cool
my
to see like families that you don't see a lot, like how everybody changes and the kids grow up.
Yeah.
And, I like getting them.
Yeah, I do too. WFMZ.com/vote if you'd like to weigh in, then click on the question of the day tab. Yeah, so it really is. I guess it feels like Christmas, except it's not a white Christmas. But man, that cold.
Yes.
Serious stuff.
Yeah, since December, we just went full throttle right into winter, and we have more of it to come too. The next 7 to 10 days, it's not really going to get much warmer than where we are for right now. It was a very, very cold start this morning. Some record low temperatures, some temperatures below zero in parts of the Poconos there. Right now, we're sitting around 30. We've had some cloud cover move in this afternoon. It's staying overhead tonight. And as we move into tomorrow, we'll have a quick clipper system that'll bring some rain mixing with snow for most of the area. Some light accumulations are possible up into parts of the Poconos where there'll be a winter weather advisory in effect starting early tomorrow morning and then lasting into early in the evening. So here's what it looks like for the next couple of hours as we head into tonight, into tomorrow, and then now this takes us into the day on Thursday. It's a quick moving system, so by tomorrow night, the precipitation wraps up. Heading into Thursday, we'll have some peaks of sun pop out, so that'll be nice. Winds are still a bit breezy, though, upwards of 15, maybe 20 miles per hour, so that will add an extra chill to an already cold day where temperatures will be close to freezing, so it could feel like the 20s for most of the day. And then overnight Thursday into Friday, we'll start to see some clouds gradually start to move in. There'll be a low chance for maybe a few flurries or a snow shower Friday night, and then again another round coming Saturday night into Sunday, but neither of these look to be any big systems. We do clear out by early next week, but the talker then will be some very cold temperatures coming back. We'll get a look at your full 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes, guys. Back over to you.
All right, thanks so much, Kelly. Well, President Trump will be making his way from the D.C. area shortly to speak at Mount Airy Casino and Resort in the Poconos.
The White House says the main focus of the president's visit will be to discuss ending the inflation crisis. It is the first time President Trump will be in our area during this, his second term. And we will be continuing our team coverage of his visit in our later newscast. You want to stick with 69 News both on air and online. We will also be airing his speech in its entirety on our website, WFMZ.com. That is tentatively scheduled to start around 6:10. Oftentimes those start after that, but either way, we will be airing it on our website.
Yes, needless to say, it's been a busy day in Monroe County as people prepare for the president's visit.
So let's check back in with 69 News reporter Jack Reinhardt, who joins us once again live from Mount Airy Casino Resort, where, Jack, the president will take the podium tonight in a few hours.
Melanie and Jim, the crowd is getting settled in here at Mount Airy Casino ahead of President Trump's remarks tonight. Some people lined up early this morning waiting outside to get in. A couple of people we spoke with traveled from out of state to get here. The White House says President Trump will be speaking about ending the inflation crisis, which he says was inherited by the Biden administration, but critics say has worsened under his leadership. President Trump is set to speak in front of a crowd of around 1,000 people here tonight. This stop comes in a county that voted in favor of President Trump in 2024 after voting in favor of President Biden in 2020. President Trump's remarks are set to begin around 6 o'clock tonight. We'll have another report coming up on the news at 5. For now, live in Paradise Township, Jack Reinhardt, 69 News.
Okay, Jack, thank you so much. And again, we will continue our team coverage of the president's visit in our later newscast. Be sure to stick with us here on air and online. And once again, the full speech can be seen in its entirety at WFMZ.com.
Well, taxes are going up in several local municipalities. Reading residents will see a 6% property tax increase in the new year. It'll be the first increase there in 4 years. The Reading City Council adopted its 2026 budget last night. Also in Berks County last night, Exeter Township adopted its budget. Taxes there are going up 5.3%. And in Lehigh County, property owners in Whitehall Township are going to see a much bigger tax increase, nearly 24%. The commissioners adopted the new budget last night, and the mayor blames what he called stagnated economic growth for needing such a big increase. It is the first jump there, though, since 2019.
Well, some are calling it a miracle drug for dogs living with chronic pain. The drug is called Synovedin. It is a one-time, yearly injection that treats canine arthritis and joint inflammation instead of just masking it. The Eastern Pennsylvania Veterinary Medical Center in Lehigh County is one of just a handful of vets in Pennsylvania that offers this drug. The treatment itself costs $4,000, but vets say it can turn aging pets into acting like puppies again.
Unfortunately, arthritis is not a disease that we cure, it's a disease that we manage. And this is a new way of managing it because the drug's given one time, the levels of it decrease over time in the body, and it still elicits its effect.
Fisher also says that in some cases, insurance can cover the cost.
Well, the last of the coats from our WFMZ and Lehigh Valley Phantoms coat drive have been delivered. Today, we stopped at the Boys and Girls Club of Bethlehem to drop off some warmth. The club says that it actually wanted adult coats to help keep the parents warm this winter. In all, we collected more than 1,300 coats, and we are so grateful for the community support. And now it is Berks County's turn. WFMZ and the Reading Royals are teaming up to collect coats there this Sunday, December 14th. We'll be outside the Santander Arena between 1 and 3 p.m. before the Royals game to gather your new or gently used coats. Those will help families in the Reading School District. And as a bonus, if you donate a coat, you will get a $5 voucher for that afternoon's game.
Pretty good deal. Well, with many of us shipping holiday packages to loved ones miles away, the U.S. Postal Service is making sure all gifts will get to their destinations properly and in one piece. The USPS held a demonstration in Northampton County today, showing customers how to properly pack and address a package. What's inside the box must be snug with bubble wrap, packing peanuts, or paper. Secure the box with shipping tape rather than duct tape or wrapping paper. USPS does sell shipping materials. For more tips, just go to their website, USPS.com.
All right, good tip. I never know. I mean, I feel like you need to pad the box so things don't like jiggle around, but I don't know if I struggle with that.
Yeah, the packing peanuts are a good go-to, but then even that, you're not usually having them on hand, so maybe go to their stores. So
yeah, good little reminder.
Good tips for sure. All right, 4:38. Let's get a check on the commute ones.
Yeah, how are we looking out there now, Jess?
Yeah, guys, things still flowing along relatively nicely. Definitely picking up as we'd expect as more people are out there hitting the roads. This is 78 at Lehigh Street. Definitely the case here. Definitely more volume, but steadily flowing along. No accidents to report in the valley, but we're definitely getting busier along most of our major and local roadways. If we head up to the Pocono area, this is around the area of Mount Airy, where the president will be visiting. So far, things flowing along really nicely here, but there will be some temporary delays and closures on some of these roadways around Mount Pocono Borough, Coolbaugh Township, Paradise Township, and Pocono Township. So keep that in mind. But overall, no accidents or major delays to really be seen around the area. This is 422 at Lancaster Avenue as we head into Berks. Things flowing along really nicely here. Definitely getting busy along 422 especially, but no accidents to report throughout Berks County. And don't forget, you can watch us on your mobile device or smart TV by going to your app or Play Store and downloading the WFMZ Plus app. I'm Jessica Heisey. Melanie Jim, back to you.
All right, Jess, thanks. Well, if you have trouble getting enough sleep, here is a new idea for you.
It is known as sleep banking, and experts say it can really help. Amelia's going to break it down for us next.
And it won't be quite as cold tonight as last time, but don't expect a big warm-up anytime soon. Gelly will be back with your full forecast.
Have you heard what's in the new tax law?
As a director of finance, I'm managing 15 and 20 contracts a month. With Acrobat AI Assistant, I can summarize long contracts and identify key terms instantly. AI Assistant helps me compare 2 different versions of the same document for key changes. It makes me feel very confident that nothing's missing and everything's accurate. With AI Assistant, we're able to focus on what really matters: growing our business and finding new ways to reach soccer fans.
Instead of catching up on sleep after pulling an all-nighter, some experts suggest that you do it before.
Yeah, sleep banking is what they're calling it, and it's a strategy that could help you feel more well-rested. So Amelia is back to kind of break it down and why people are starting to do this more often.
Yeah, guys, so think of it as building up a tolerance for getting less sleep. So sleep banking, otherwise known as sleep extension in scientific terms, it's the practice of getting some extra Z's to build up your resilience before entering a stretch of time where you are going to get less rest. So this is ideal for people with changing work schedules like nurses, doctors, or even college students. Experts suggest if you want to give it a try, begin your bedtime routine earlier and try to fall asleep 15 minutes earlier each night before a period when you know you won't have as much time to recharge. That way you are slowly adding about an hour and a half of extra time every week. So for people with relatively healthy sleep patterns, sleep banking can help, whether an upcoming hectic schedule is on your way, or once you're through that, though, it's important to return to a normal sleep schedule as soon as possible. I think I unintentionally do this like on the weekends. Like I'm like, okay, I won't have as much time to sleep during the week, so I'll sleep in now. But it'd be interesting to actually try it out and see if it works.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea, you know?
Get as much sleep as you can.
Yeah. Like you say, I intentionally sleep in. On the weekends, I didn't know it was sleep banking, but heck yeah, if you can do it, do it.
Yep.
Because the weeks get busy.
Yeah. I get so used to waking up early during the week, though, that I can't sleep in on the weekends.
Yeah.
But you said something about going to bed a little earlier instead. Yeah. I can certainly fall asleep earlier, I'm sure. So.
Yeah, so that's what and interesting the experts are recommending. This is how the body works. You can kind of store up sleep, so to speak, and get ready.
Yeah, before versus after.
Before, yeah,
that's interesting. All right, thanks, Amelia. All right, now it's kind of hard to get out of bed right now, especially with these cold temperatures. Like this morning, I just kind of poked out, and I'm like, nope. I don't want to come out from these warm covers.
It's a no for me when you see close to single-digit temperatures outside. And it's hard to get going and get your body going in the morning when it's just so cold, and it has been below normal for the past several days now, even more than looking at the last 7 days. Even last Friday, we were stuck in the 20s all day. For some perspective, we should be in the mid-40s. This afternoon, we made it to near 30. So we were cooler than where we were yesterday, but still, we're looking at temperatures right around 30 right now, some teens there up into the Poconos. You notice that we do have some cloud cover overhead. We are expected to stay mainly dry as we head into this evening and overnight. A few clouds will stick with us, though, as we drop a little bit more down into the 20s heading into early tomorrow morning. So we'll start off with the clouds, and then as we look back to our west, even up to our north there, that quick clipper system is going to move on through as we head into the afternoon. Some rain mixing with snow, mostly snow up into parts of the Poconos. That's where you'll find some light accumulations. It's not going to be much, and then the more south and east you travel, that's where you'll primarily see a chilly rain. So even as we head into Wednesday night, most of this starts to wrap up. We'll keep some clouds in place heading into Thursday morning, and temperatures do fall back down into the 20s. Now winds will be picking up too as we head into Wednesday night, as we head into Thursday. That will be adding an extra chill to the air. So again, light accumulations, if any, up into parts of the Poconos. They do have a winter weather advisory there in Carbon and Monroe County starting at 6 a.m. tomorrow, lasting through 6 p.m. for that light accumulation, 1, 2, possibly 3 3 inches, especially up in those higher elevations. Parts of Schuylkill County and maybe the northern fringe there of the Lehigh Valley could see a coating to an inch. But again, nothing we can't handle. Be mindful there on the roads if you do see any snow or any wintry precipitation out there as you're heading home in the evening hours. So once we get past that, things dry out Thursday, maybe a few flurries or a snow shower Friday night, and then we'll have another round to watch for Saturday night into Sunday. We dry out stepping into next week, but we have some colder air on the way. Even with those breezy conditions that take us into the day on Thursday, our feels like temperatures waking up after we get done with that quick clipper system will feel like the teens, and then not much improvement by the afternoon, still feeling like the teens to lower 20s as we head into your Thursday. For tonight, we drop down to the mid-20s. It's mostly cloudy and cold, but not as cold as we were last night. By tomorrow, we'll watch for some rain mixing with snow. Some light accumulations are possible in the Poconos, and it turns breezy with gusts upwards of 20 or 25 miles per hour. As we expand out to the next several days, you'll notice consistent, unseasonably cold air. Highs will mostly be in the mid to low 30s through the weekend, nights in the 20s. We'll watch for a few flurries or a snow shower Friday night, and then again Saturday into Sunday. That colder air arrives next week, but it is dry. Highs will be in the 20s, and nights will be slipping back down into the teens. That is a look at your forecast, guys. Back over to you.
Thank you, Kelly. Well, as we mentioned the other day, Amazon is bringing back a feature that lets customers say thank you to the person who delivers their package.
And today's With the Tech, Jamie Tucker explains how it works and who actually gets the money.
You can argue that Amazon delivery drivers are working harder during the holidays than just about anyone else. They're delivering hundreds of packages a day in neighborhoods where people never get a chance to meet them or say thank you. Well, Amazon has relaunched its Tip Your Driver program, where you can leave your driver a tip that won't cost you anything. Here's how it works. After a package is delivered by an Amazon driver, some customers will see a message in the app asking if they want to tip their driver. If the customer says yes, Amazon adds $5 to that driver's bonus pay. The customer pays nothing. Amazon covers the tip. You can search Amazon for Tip My Driver just as you'd search for a product. If it's eligible, you'll get the option to tip. Even easier for customers who may not check or have time to open the delivery notification, you can just say, Alexa, tip my driver to any Echo device, and it'll automatically add the tip for your last delivery. Drivers can receive as many of these bonuses as customers send. There's no limit on their end. If 20 customers add the tip, that's $100 a day. Amazon does set a cap on the total amount of tips at $2 million. Not every delivery driver gets a tip. Only those Amazon drivers in the familiar blue vans and trucks and the flex couriers who drive their own cars. It's that easy. So after you get a delivery, just say, Alexa, tip my driver. It'll take care of the rest and brighten the holiday of the driver, making sure your Christmas gifts arrive on time. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
Our closet.
Adobe Acrobat Studio is all new. What can PDF spaces with AI do? Do your marketing needs in one spot. An AI assistant? Show me what you got. AI breakdowns on trend reports. Unlock key insights on the rise of shorts. Do quick summaries, show me what to read. AI, give me just the numbers, please. Do a recap of all your learning. Add an AI graphic of potential earnings. Ideate, generate, do it all in one. Do that, doing that, did that, done. Now you can do that with Acrobat. Now you can do that with the all-new Acrobat.
Welcome back. It's time for another check of the roads in the region. Things still flowing along accident-free. However, we are definitely getting busier along 22. This is 22 at 33. As you can see, slowly and steadily moving along. Like I said, no accidents to report. We're just definitely getting a bit busier on 22, especially around Airport Road, especially westbound there, and on most of our major roads in the Lehigh Valley. But like I said, no accidents to slow us down. Into Berks County, this is 222 at 422 and Penn Avenue, Wyomissing. Flowing along nicely here. We are definitely getting busier along 422 and in and around the West Reading area, so definitely keep that in mind. However, no accidents to report in Berks, just some added volume and congestion here and there. And don't forget, you can watch us on your mobile device or smart TV. Just go download the WFMZ Plus app. I'm Jessica Heisey. Melanie, Jim, back to you.
All right, thank you, Jess. Well, Jimmy Kimmel will be staying with Disney's ABC after what some are calling a pretty controversial year.
And one of our WFMZ sports anchors received a special honor. Amelia is back with more on all of these stories in today's entertainment headlines. Amelia.
Hey, Jim and Melanie. Yeah, we'll tell you all about the award in just a minute. But first, Jimmy Kimmel has renewed his contract with ABC to continue hosting Jimmy Kimmel Live through May of 2027. Earlier this year, Kimmel was caught in the middle of a political divide when ABC executives temporarily pulled his show. The move came after his comments during a monologue following Charlie Kirk's assassination. Many went to bat for Kimmel over concerns the move violated freedom of speech, some even boycotting Disney before the show was brought back. And it was a tough loss for the Birds last night, both in Englewood and Monstropolis. Here's a quick wrap on some of the plays from the Disney and ESPN animated alt-cast that took place last night at the same time as the real game. ESPN took to Instagram with some of Sully's interceptions versus the Eagles. And last but certainly not least, we are highlighting one of our own today. Sports anchor Roberto Vincez has received a huge honor, a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Golden Latin Awards. His family accepted the award on behalf Friday while he was in D.C. covering the FIFA World Cup draw. The ceremony celebrated 27 years on Friday. It recognizes Latino leaders in the Lehigh Valley and their contributions to the community in their respective professions. Roberto was one of 5 people nominated and was voted as this year's winner. And congratulations, you're joining us here right now.
Thank you.
Well done, sir. Congrats.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Huge honor is right. So tell us a little bit. Were you surprised when you got the call? Because as Amelia said, you weren't even there.
I wasn't.
You were working.
Yeah, exactly. I was very surprised because I was going against some heavyweights in the community, some leaders that were, if we put it in boxing words, heavyweights, ding, 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 ding. But I came out,
So you were Rocky. You pulled off.
I was Rocky.
You got it at the end.
Yes. Won by unanimous decision.
That's awesome. And what does this award mean to you?
This award means it means a lot. But I wasn't really. I wasn't thinking about winning this award because I'm always just focused on informing the community. But just looking back, I'm just thankful for the people that voted. Obviously, Isa Pereira, the owner of the Golden Latin Awards, and obviously the committee and the board. So it means a lot.
Yeah, and a lifetime achievement. So what's the highlight? You look back at your career.
Oh my gosh. Well. I guess since I'm a huge soccer fan, I would say the Copa America, when we brought the trophy here to Allentown, going to the final of Copa America, the Super Bowl, obviously the helmet, Saquon, and all the big events.
Great moment.
Yeah, well, it is well deserved. A Lifetime Achievement Award is pretty remarkable, especially because you're a pretty young guy. So this means you can toast. You can toast the rest of the way now, Roberto.
That's right.
No, we're proud of you. We're happy. Well deserved.
Thank you very much, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's all the time we have. Thank you for joining us. The news at 5 is next.
Have a great night.
This thing's heavy, by the way.